This is home to the Oglala Sioux. They're descendants of the Sioux Nation. We're here helping with gardens that provides nutrition, jobs, and hope. A key part of our program is to involve as many people as we can in every aspect of it. It's to provide nutrition, it's to give advice on cooking and health, it's to provide jobs, especially to the younger people where we can. It's to provide education on what healthy food is. Why it's better to eat a carrot than a potato chip, how much better it tastes to pick something out of the garden. And to try to have some positive experiences. There's not a lot of positive experiences here. So when you have something like a garden and people can go in and pick something and give it to their neighbors and share it, it really is something special. They're basically people that want to give, they want to help, they want to do something. They just don't have that little extra that it takes to pull that off. So that's what we're here to do, to ask them what they need and how can we help them pull it off.
When I was told that we were a recipient of the Wellmark Foundation's monies, that we wrote for, and I was enthusiastic in the sense that it was one of the very first South Dakota foundations that was able to put money into this particular area called Wounded Knee and Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. So I was really happy with that. And by having a South Dakota company like Wellmark stepping up and taking this on is very, very, very encouraging.
We applied for the grant because Brook Circle Park and Brook Circle neighborhood are kind of removed from the city of Pella because they're separated by a highway. And so we knew of this park as kind of a neglected area. It's a neighborhood where about a quarter of the houses are habitat homeowners. There's a lot of children in this neighborhood, and the closest park is about a mile away across a busy street. So this grant, first of all, helped us bring a spotlight to this neighborhood and the people who live in it, and I think maybe make the neighborhood feel like it is really part of the city. There were several goals. One thing we wanted to do was increase walkability. So if you notice around the neighborhood, there's a lot of disconnected sidewalks. So we're working on connecting those, including across the park. Another thing was to beautify the space. So we would like to put up a retaining wall. The impact will also improve the visibility of the park. Put a sign because this is kind of a hidden park. No one really knows it's here. The Wellmark Foundation grant was able to help us purchase this big, beautiful playground piece that our children are going to be really excited to use. Without the grant from the Wellmark Foundation, some of this would have been possible. However, it would have probably still been a low priority park. It probably wouldn't have looked as nice. It wouldn't have had as many amenities. When we were building the playground equipment the other day, the children were whispering around, look what they're doing. They're very excited.
I mean, you can see the equipment behind me. It looks amazing, and having a young daughter, I can just imagine all the fun that she's going to have with this equipment in the years to come.
Pella has so many other beautiful areas, and there's a lot of highlights. You go around and you see the tulips and all the other beautiful parks. This is just one more area that we can be proud of, and we can give our children a place to play.
The city of Muscatine applied for the match grant from the Wellmark Foundation in order to further our goal of addressing a number of gaps in our sidewalk network. There was a total of 5 sidewalk connections in the project, and what these were, they were key pieces of sidewalk that were missing in what would otherwise be a safe route for kids to walk to schools. Improving bike and pedestrian facilities is one of the clear needs that came from our citizens, and so this grant was an important first step in that process.
We place an emphasis on making sure that kids get to school every day on time and they're here all day. They would have had to in the past walk down a very busy street. It makes it safer for them to get to school. It makes it easier on the parents because they don't have to take them to school anymore. So having the additional sidewalks has been a big plus for us in order to get more of our kids here on a daily basis.
Providing the means for our young people to be active is a really important way to improve community health. We got a number of walking school bus programs that have been established to take advantage of these new sidewalk routes. and you see a lot of pedestrians and bikers already out on them. Because of the positive response that we received from this project, we're already putting together a package of sidewalks that we're going to build next year, and hopefully that'll occur year after year until we achieve the vision laid forward in our bike and pedestrian master plan. And this grant from the Wellmark Foundation really was the catalyst that got all that rolling.
Our program supports women who don't have children living with them, who've become homeless for a variety of different reasons, whether that be due to domestic violence situations or legal situations or just chronic health problems. And we have a garden, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that there's not a lot of money for food for a lot of our women, even if they're on food stamps. And in the last couple of years, we've planted a lot of things, but then the weeds have taken over because we don't have the manpower to go out every day and weed it. And then on top of that, there's mobility issues of trying to get down on the ground, and that really presented a ton of barriers.
Catherine McCulley Center had asked the Master Gardeners to help them start a garden. The point was to grow vegetables for the residents of Catherine McCulley, also to teach how to grow vegetables, how to feed yourself. So the Catherine McCulley Center got a grant from the Seroptimus as well as the Wellmark Foundation to build 12 raised beds. It's just so much easier to grow vegetables in raised beds so you can reach in there and not have to bend.
What that's done is increased access to nutritious food. Anyone can come out and participate at any point that they want. It's not so much about we have to maintain this and we have to do all this work, but it's a lot more about community and building relationships.
It's just a great way for the women to bond, and a lot of the women, they've never had a garden before, so everybody's learning new things, and it gives the women a chance to have a project and have some good food.
So we're really blessed to have so much produce in the garden, but one of the things that we are really conscious of is not letting that produce go to waste. What we're doing is we're taking the food from the garden and bringing it into our kitchen, where we're hosting cooking classes. And we're focusing on what is the nutrition of these different vegetables and fruits, and then how do you use them. We also want to focus on, well, how do you preserve them in the future?
We get an opportunity to try out different recipes, and it's a time for the girls to get together and share and laugh, and most of us here need a little more laughter in our life, and I think that's one of the greatest benefits of it.
The goal is that when they leave here, they can think back to the cooking classes and all of the different tidbits of knowledge that they've learned to stretch their food budget to make it work the best for them in a healthy way.
They're learning, and that's the one of the great outcomes of what we're doing this summer.
Congratulations to the communities across Iowa and South Dakota that received one of the 93 grants from the Wellmark Foundation this year. More than $2.1 million were awarded to these communities because they clearly identified and demonstrated their need to improve access to healthy foods or make their communities more active. The programs and projects that these communities are implementing today will have a lasting impact on improving the health and well-being for generations to come. For more information on 2016 programs, visit wellmark.com/foundation.